Yeah, beyond the pale. I extend eyes to waters. They send our sons to war. Yeah, yeah, beyond the pale. Yeah, they sent our sons to war, a cruel charade, a racket built on blood, where fortunes are made. They lie about the reason, spin tales so tall, while heroes die for profit and empires fall. Politics, a game, a circus of clowns, puppets on strings, they parade through our towns. They distract and divide us, with hate as their tool, pitting brother against brother in a world they misrule. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, yeah, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. The anti-human agenda, plain as the day. They view us as bugs in their cold, heartless play. Eat insects, they sneer while they feast on the land. Depopulation's their goal with the tightening hand. Civil rights torn to shreds in the name of their peace. A police state rises where freedom's all cease. Gaslight us for propaganda, their lies never end. Twisting truth in their grip till our minds start to bend. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, yeah, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Order out of chaos, their sinister creed. They spark the flames, then offer what we need. Economic stagnation, they choke out our dreams, while divide and conquer rips us at the seams. They fan every fracture, they stoke every fight, left against right, till we're blind to the light. Yet beyond their pale lies, the truth they conceal. A world where we're free, where our hearts can still heal. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, yeah, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. So step past their warnings, their fences, their lies. See the world they've been hiding with wide open eyes. Beyond the pale, where the power grows frail, we'll reclaim our future and truth will prevail. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beyond the pale. Beyond the pale. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, yeah, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Beyond the pale, yeah.
Welcome, friends, to this Saturday night version of Beyond the Pale with your host, RB Ham. I'm RB, and I'm relaxed tonight. I've had a tough couple of days after my surgery, which many of my people, all my friends out there know about. It's a pain in the butt, let's just say. So I had a rough couple of days, so I took a couple of painkillers before the show. I'm really relaxing because I want to get through this. So I'm going to let Beata and Dawn carry the heavy lifting tonight. Hi, Beata, the Tinfoilhatlady. How you doing, honey?
Hi, I'm here. I will help you lift as much as I can.
Thank you so much. And Dawn, the legendary, the greatest genius of our time, the most underpublicized genius of our time, I do believe, if not the greatest, because there's Bill Gates and Elon Musk out there, those brilliant guys. I mean, if you're an evil genius, they're way ahead of you, Don.
I'm not in their league. Are you kidding? But the chat is running. It's not Saturday night. I guess this is a special Tuesday night edition of your Saturday. No, it's Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? My God, yes, it's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place because my folder is marked for Wednesday because I used it last Wednesday. That's what I'm going.
You don't know what day it is.
So yeah, and then the problem is that I was thinking about my show this Saturday with Ann Diamond. And Beata's going to join me on that too. And that's on Saturday night. And that's what I was thinking of. We're going to dive deep into
No, it's not on Saturday.
experience.
It's on
Yeah,
Thursday. No, RB. Diamond is on Thursday.
Thursday. What am I doing Saturday? I must be Matthew Errett. Yeah, I'm really out of it. Thursday and Diamond. And so I do want to talk about that for a real quick sec. We're going to be talking about Anne with her experience in the MK Ultra program, which she was a part of, and a certain Dr. Green. And it's going to be a banger because we're going to be talking about who Mengele impersonated when he did come over. After 1945 Operation Paperclip, a lot of people think that Mengele was part of it, right? There's a lot of anecdotal evidence that they saw this Mengele in the United States working in their eugenics. Like the eugenics program never ended, right? They just, after World War II, the great Jim Mars wrote this book called The Rise of the Fourth Reich. And in this book, he argues that the Nazis didn't lose World War II, they just switched countries. And all these ideas that came over with Operation Paperclip, the rocket program, eugenics program, also the MK Ultra program, psychological behavioral programming, came right out of that. So that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday. That's going to be fascinating. But I would like your opinion on that, Don. We'll go to you first. You've heard of the MK Ultra program, right?
Absolutely.
And research into it. How deep did it go? It wasn't just one experiment that went bad and they shut it down. This was a thing that went on for decades.
It went back to the early 50s when you had, was it Dr. Ewan Cameron up in, that did a lot of, I remember reading about those experiments he did on children and orphans. And, that's something our government did way too often. In my book, Crimes and Cover-Ups, I had a timeline of the 20th century that talked about all the experimentation they did on, and they almost always picked, mental patients or prisoners or orphans. And they just did horrible things, injecting them with syphilis and, it's terrible diseases they would inject them with, spraying populated areas with it. So it wasn't really that much of a beyond what they had already done. But MK Ultra, I think, was more specifically, I think they had the Manchurian candidate element to it. They were trying to, get that candidate in there. I think they succeeded with to some degree with Sirhan. He wasn't an assassin, but I think they implanted something in it. They probably did it on Jack Ruby as well.
Oh, and in his own way, they did it on Lee Harvey Oswald. His whole waking life from the time he joined the Marines, they had him under a mind control program.
Yeah, they had him under something, and then so you can, and they had Dr. Jolly West, who I think I believe he saw both Sirhan and Jack Ruby. Yeah, because a lot of people think Jack Ruby was programmed too, because it's kind of nonsensical what he did. And then if you watch the videotape of the shooting, you'll hear the little tit of the car horn right before he comes out. And that I'm just from what little I know, but I think that was his trigger.
It's neuro-linguistic programming for sure. Yes.
Yeah, because he's literally right as soon as, because there was no reason for the car to toot its horn.
Right.
And as soon as they did it, boom, here comes Ruby. But so obviously some terrible experimentation, and you had Dr. Ewan Cameron, and you had a Dr. Greenbaum or something. There was another doctor that did very similar work, and I've forgotten his name. Greenson or Greenbaum or something.
I'm pretty sure Anne will know it.
Anne will know. And again, it was all around this time where they were just sort of, going wild with psychiatric medications. Like it was kind of like a free-for-all time where they were using a lot of different experimental medication.
Well, they really were. They were heavy into the LSD. They were giving it out for free to college students and then monitoring them. Remember, they had that brothel set up in, I think it was Los Angeles.
Yes,
crazy. They would bring back Johns, dose them with LSD, and film them against their will. And they thought they had something on them because what are they going to do? Tell their wives?
Can you?
At one time, Allen Dulles was the biggest LSD supply in the country, in the world.
Right.
And it was amazing what they did. You're right. They did do that. And they did, Dr. Frank Olson, very famously, they dosed him and he ended up jumping out of a window or was pushed out. His family is still trying to get restitution all these years later, but that was part of that program where they were very interested in seeing what they could do with LSD, which is, pretty, we think of hippies, but the CIA was right there with them.
Yeah, well, it was basically invented by the CIA chemists, and then, and they were monitoring the whole thing, the rollout and everything, and they were trying to find some kind of if not mind control drug, at least something that could break down barriers of people's moral rectitude, right? Because when you're on that suggestive to lurid things, you can get them to do things that they wouldn't normally do, and then blackmail them. That's another thing they were thinking of using it for. Let's not forget, that's their biggest thing. The intel agencies, that web of dark intel agencies that are hooked up to the military-industrial complex, that are hooked up to the whole globalist agenda, is all working on this idea of behavioral psychology. And how do you get people to go along with it who won't? Well, you get them in a compromising position. And I think you don't get into that club unless you allow yourself to be put into that compromising position. And after that, you're hooked. It's a willing hook. And that's why they fight to the death to protect it. Because if it goes down, they go down, it all goes down. And so they throw out a victim here and there for us to feast on. But the real enemies, we never hear about, right? Like remember the Abu Ghraib thing, and they trotted out like 3 or 4 of the guards. One was a woman. They prosecuted them, and
That's right.
and they cut off any idea that this was allowed to happen by the powers that be. Right? They wouldn't let that happen, and so you can see how they protect themselves. They throw out some of the low minions that are being used, and that's how they work the whole system all the way up the pyramid.
Absolutely. Seymour Hersh still says that he very famously said there are videotapes of the troops raping Iraqi boys in front of their screaming mothers.
That's
and he
right.
said this is all going to come down when they do it. We've never seen it. I actually talked to Seymour Hersh very briefly when I was writing American Memory. He actually answered the phone when I called him, but he wouldn't talk about it. He said, "Oh, more in my next book or something." So
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was something he was told by civilians, by like the victims of these things that happen would leak it out amongst the Iraqi press, and then they would leak it to Seymour. But if it wasn't verified by like the authoritarian's voice, like CBS or ABC, if they didn't investigate it and find anything, then it didn't happen in those days, right?
No, talk about there not being. I mean, geez, that would be, I think, enough maybe to wake people up. I don't know if they actually had those tapes,
yeah,
and people could see them, but maybe not. I don't know. People are so deluded, that
We have the Wikipedia. Remember the WikiLeaks leak where that Black Hawk helicopter shoots down those Reuters reporters, and they were clearly identified as reporters, and they were gleefully shooting them down, and it was leaked. So that's out there. The people can look at that and see a war crime in action, right?
Yeah.
But who suffered from that? Julian Assange for allowing it to be leaked.
RB, why aren't you in frame? Why are you at the side of your frame?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of.
Are you laying on your side?
trying to get comfortable. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just trying to be comfortable.
Cool. Hey, if I go this way, you guys.
There we go. There, that's better.
That's
and
cool.
you see that? That's my George Reed bobblehead. Let me get it. Okay. We need to talk about these things. This is my George Reed bobblehead. Now,
Right on.
Don Jeffries, you know about Canadian football?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so
here's
here in Saskatchewan, we have our own football team. We've had it since 1915. Originally, they were the Regina Rough Riders, and they became the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, representing the whole province. And this is the greatest running back of all time in the CFL. His name was George Reed. He was from the University of Washington. In the 1960s, he came up to Canada to play football because there was a quota for black players, basically, in the NFL. Plus, he was offered more money. In the 1960s, CFL, American football players would come up to the CFL in the 1960s to make more money. Our dollars on par in those days.
One of my favorites, Joe Theismann, did that. Out of Notre Dame. He went to Canada for a while before he came to the Redskins. Yeah, sure. And Doug Flutie, who I loved, was a huge star in Canada.
Yeah, when I was a kid, Canadian money was worth more than American money.
So anyway, this is George Reed, and he retired as the all-time leading rusher in CFL history with over 16,000 yards. He is basically the Walter Payton or the Emmitt Smith, but more like the Walter Payton of the CFL. He wasn't the Jim Brown type. We had a guy named Cookie Gilchrist. Remember Cookie?
I remember. He played in the AFL earlier.
Yeah, he played
San Diego Chargers,
and he played in the NFL for a little bit too. But he was 6'3", 250 pounds, and ran like the wind. He was the Bo Jackson before there was Bo Jackson. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of great players like that come up, and the CFL was great in those days because players that could easily play in the NFL were playing up here. Not like that anymore. Now we're a minor league basically because there's so much money in the NFL. But back in those days, it was awesome. And so yeah, and the Rough Riders, by the way, won the CFL last year. They won the Grey Cup. The Rough Riders did here in Canada, and we're defending it this year. And it's going to be a challenge because the Saskatchewan Rough Riders have only won 6 Grey Cups in their 110-year history. 6 or 7, is it? And they've never repeated. So this is going to be a tough one.
Didn't John Candy own one of the Canadian Football League teams for a while?
He co-owned the Toronto Argonauts for a while.
Yeah, okay. So
back when they had Doug Flutie, and they had Rocket Ismail. Remember Rocket?
Sure.
Ragib Ismail?
Yes,
one of the greatest return men of all time from Notre Dame. He came up to Canada to play for more money back in those days. That was the last time Canada was great again, when we could lure away American football players.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Vince Ferragamo came up here in 1977. Vince Ferragamo, fresh off a great a Super Bowl run with the LA Rams. Vince Ferragamo came up and played for the Montreal Alouettes for more money.
I remember that. Wow.
Yeah. Look it up. And he sucked. He was terrible. He couldn't figure out the CFL game. There's only 3 downs, wider field, one more player. He's just throwing up ducks, interceptions left and right. He came here to Saskatchewan, and I went and saw that game back in those days. My girlfriend at the time, her dad got us tickets. We went to that game, and we watched Vince Ferragamo just stink the joint up, threw like 6 interceptions. And our running back, our value prized running back from Tommy Riemann got hurt first play. His knee went out, so they had to put in a backup. He's a kid from Saskatoon named Greg Feger, number 2, 5'10", 180 pounds. You know, a guy he was just filling a roster spot. What do we do now? He goes and runs for 100 yards. His greatest game ever. Nobody. And for the rest of his career, he played fullback and blocked. But for that one game, he was great. But I have
when's the Canadian team going to win the Stanley Cup again, though? Why has it been such a drought?
It's a curse. I think what happened was back when they passed the ownership of the club of the league to an American lawyer. All of a sudden, America mattered most. Getting American content mattered most. That's where all the eyes. That's where all the money is, right? And that was also at the same time we had this huge economic shift where all of a sudden Canada, where our dollar used to be on par with the American dollar in the early 80s, late 80s, and then really fast in the 90s, it started happening where our dollar stopped. It went down to 80 cents, 85, 70 cents, 69 cents, and it would fluctuate between that, but we're always way behind you. And it's being done artificially to keep us as a slave state, as a colonial program. They didn't like a strong Canada where guys could go to make more money. Who wouldn't want that if you're sleeping next to the elephant? So everything has been arranged that way. And so now we're just a colony, and all our best talent goes to the United States to make more money or off international. All our great actors, they ended up, the ones who do stay are the ones that like this, the surety of being a star here in Canada. But that's fading. Wouldn't you agree, Beata? Because our old network TV people that we thought were so great are not so great anymore.
None of it's great anymore. We're seeing through all of it. I mean, I don't use media the same way at all anymore. You know, everything's changing. Where you get your information, who you trust, the whole landscape is just shifting. It's kind of an exciting time. And it is interesting times that we're living in because we don't even know what's real because of AI now. We don't know anything.
That is now a serious. That's a good observation, Don. Now I always double and triple check now when I see something on Twitter that purports to be something. I don't just post it right away now. I've learned my lesson, right? Because
I've done that too many times, and pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
you can. They can. Although I think the AI, at least a lot of the AI, I think it's overblown. I think they want you to believe it's more powerful than it is. And certainly what I dealt with X trying to get my account back was not anything to worry about. They literally couldn't answer a question. They couldn't solve anything. But I'm afraid, there's this nefarious AI, maybe, I don't know. But it's certainly not good. However you look at it. And, I don't know, are you guys getting the data centers up there like we are here? Are they building
data centers? Building one in Regina or down by Regina.
Oh, and did you hear Beata? Saskatoon City Council I know you haven't been staying up with the news, but just a couple of days ago, Saskatoon City Council said they're looking into an AI center. Well, for Saskatoon, can't have Regina have a data center. We've got to have one too.
We got to have one too. Let's shrink the river. We'll have no water at
Yeah.
all. We'll just
I was talking about this on Rents last night. I worked in data centers for most of my working career, and I just can't conceive. When you think of data centers, it represents like the data centers I worked for were different data centers for a particular huge company. So it was it was that company's data center. I don't know. The one in Utah is supposedly twice the size of Manhattan.
yeah.
Where's that what data is being mined there? In our case, this was a healthcare company, so it was all patient records and things like that that had to do with that company. You have the CIA has a data center. All these people, so that has to do with their records. What
Yeah.
are these records? Who do they represent? They're not representing a company. And in my state of Virginia, they built more than anywhere else in the country, 600 and some new data centers here,
Well, maybe
which
the
is
company is the new world order and it's going to be powering all the robots that are going to take us over and
well. I
murder
don't.
us.
What else can you think but something
Well,
like
no,
that? I mean,
I,
there's no
here's
logical explanation.
I've got a logical. Here's my theory. It's the depopulation agenda. If they can get humanity to shift valuable resources like land, tons of water, towards these technical apparatus, and divert it away from the people.
Yeah.
They remember they keep saying they want 80% of us erased, Don. They don't make many qualms about it.
Oh
Dennis
no,
Meadows openly said it. Remember the Georgia Guidestones? There's a reason they put them up, and there's
they're
a
up
reason
front.
they
Yeah,
took them down too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that makes sense to me. But then
They're
I'm
up
just
front about it.
cynical and
Yeah.
evil that way.
I don't think there's any other kind of explanation you can come up with because again, but however you look at it, if we had a free country, if we had a representative body, they obviously somebody would be looking into that, and you would have somebody questioning it. Nobody's questioning it except Erin Brockovich of all people. She's
Mm.
questioning it. She's doing, which is nice. She's back in the news, but
Well,
I haven't
I
heard of it.
actually want to quickly beg to differ, Don, because I think you're seeing a lot of protests against this. This is actually raising
Well,
the
yes,
consciousness.
well, I think organically it is. Yeah, I hope
Yes,
it looks like it's organic,
this
but
is
in
organic.
terms
Yes.
of that's great because we need that, but no leaders are stepping up. I don't see anybody on the right or left. In my state, the stupid Democratic governor here is all for it. They're running commercials nonstop, but Trump and all of them are for it too. So
Well,
I
did
don't
you
know who's
see
opposing.
Larry Fink said we have to be on our guard against activists, anti
Oh
AI
yes,
activists
sure.
flying drones into them, and so they're going to have their own drone program to make sure that the activists are always
Anti-drones.
surveilled.
Yeah.
We're the
Yeah,
activists, the
Yeah.
civilians.
I'm
it's
telling
scary
you,
stuff.
the empire's coming.
Yeah, I don't really. Again, I think that somebody
Yeah, but
they need to provide some kind of explanation because they're not provide. They're again 600 and some data centers in my state alone. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right?
For what? Where are they? What are they? Where's the data? What data are you talking about? And
Yeah.
all across the country, and nobody's questioning this. What are you doing with these things? You think these crazy conspiracy theorists aren't going to go wild over that? Give what explanation? You're not even providing an explanation. You're saying we need the data centers for what? Use up all the water and all. I mean, the data centers I worked in didn't use an inordinate amount of water. I don't even know what that means, but these do. I don't. We never
They're
thought
hot.
about that.
They're hot tamales. They need to be cooled.
It sounds like it, but it's very.
too, because Don, we've witnessed in our lifetime the computer shrinking to the point where you can put one in this phone right here, and it can do incredible things
Yeah.
that a computer taking up 7 warehouses in 1968 could not accomplish. So everything's
Yeah.
getting smaller. Are you kidding me? Now we have to get bigger. We have to build these,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you can see them from space, for crying out loud,
We're going back. Yeah, we're going back to
reflecting
the
all this
original
heat too,
computers.
because remember, if they're
Yeah.
processing all this heat that needs to be cooled off, where
And
are the environmentalists now?
yeah, where's the climate change? I think that might affect the climate.
Maybe
Greta
the
Thunberg.
chargers needed for the aliens that are about to invade.
There you go, disclosure
Yeah,
day.
It's
could
to
be. Yeah.
support the alien invasion.
Hey, you guys
Yeah.
want to laugh? Let's watch this. This is just a bit, but this is meanwhile. If this is from Breitbart News, meanwhile in Canada, it's only
Okay.
52 seconds long. Okay, this is this is what we're up against, folks. Violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans. One example is climate change as a gendered issue, which leads to systemic disadvantages for all women. Here we go, folks.
Violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans. One example is climate change as a gendered issue, which leads to systemic disadvantages for all women. The final report of the National...
Okay, I did not know that climate change.
What?
I did not know that climate change. What's the word? Was misogynist.
It is. Yeah. It's terribly misogynist. Okay.
Women and girls identified direct links between resource extraction projects like oil pipelines and violence towards Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit.
Oh my God, if you lay a pipeline, there's going to be violence against the women and the Two-Spirited.
Indigenous women.
How did she put those words together like that?
Yeah.
Well, apparently the pipeline, when it's not being tended to, wanders off in the night and starts raping Indigenous women.
I never knew.
The Alberta MOU and the proposals within the Getting Major Projects Built in Canada paper, which allow the government to bypass...
Okay, this is from the Alberta legislature. I just figured out now, and she's complaining about the so-called pipeline project that Mark Carney, the Prime Minister, and Danielle Smith, the Premier of Alberta, have got together and announced is going to happen eventually sometime. But not right now, because it's just in the memorandum of understanding phase, and now we have to let let all the climate change nutheads speak their piece. And I think it's a good thing because they're exposing who they are. And I'm going to talk about this climate change nonsense a little bit later, but climate change alarmism nonsense. Climate change is real because it always happens. In fact, the climate change 3 or 4 times today, right here in my own town. We had rain, then we had sunshine, and it rained again.
Protections for the environment, Indigenous rights, and established conventions are harmful enough without the added insult of our tax-funded support to companies engaged. If we cannot immediately end all new oil and gas extraction in Canada, we must at least end subsidies to the industry, costing us billions of taxpayer dollars.
All right, I have no problem with the taxpayer dollar thing. Yes, okay, that's fine. But actually, they're still thinking that oil and gas production is going to kill us. And it's not going to kill us. It's just going to help us take care of our people with industrial skills. I've already talked about, and NASA came out with that they had a study and they showed that the planet was actually greening. This came out 10 years ago. Covered it in my last show. That the planet was actually greening. There's more CO2 in the atmosphere, blah, blah. We're actually, it's a good thing. You pump CO2 into greenhouses to make them grow and all this stuff. So this whole climate thing, the greenhouse gas theory, and I talked about this with you, Don, the whole greenhouse gas theory fell apart a long time ago because in 1977, they promised that this greenhouse gas stuff was going to have the center of the United States, remember, it was supposed to be just barren by now. All agriculture would be in Canada. Florida would be underwater. This was going to happen in 20 years. None of these things came true. And of course, now we have the data centers. So we even have the Washington Post and the New York Times just came out with articles saying, oh, the climate change thing was overblown. They've just had a special commission get together and say, oh, yeah, we were just scaring the hell out of people. But actually, none of that didn't happen. Bill Gates has said, hey, you guys, it's way overblown. It's not that big of a deal. What we really have to worry about is poverty and famine. Poverty and famine. Why? Why do we have to worry about poverty and famine? But because it's stuff I'm going to create real soon. And
the new party, okay? It's the new game in town. It's the new dance.
But these people,
doing.
what we're up against is these people who are indoctrinated into that way of thinking and still believe it to this day, because to think anything else would be to step outside what they've been indoctrinated into, and they believe they're right. They've empathized their empathy. As the sign says, the welfare of humanity has always been the alibi of tyrants, and it provides the further good benefit of giving those servants of tyranny a good conscience.
Yeah.
And that is what happened. You saw that during COVID. These people, they were nice, meek, nice little people in their whole lives, nothing, then a chance to have some authority, appealing to people's goodness, right? Here's my chance to outgood you. And how will I do it? By expelling you from society.
Beata, wear your mask right. Put it on, put all the way under. Come on, Beata, don't.
Yeah, it was terrible. I hated it.
I think the whole Karen phenomenon, especially you see, and I not use that word because I know some Karens that get upset when I use the word.
That's the word we've been forced to use.
Johns out there. So both Dons and John should be upset about that. Why do they pick our names for that? But I don't get offended, It's like, but so it is what it is. But that mentality is because most people, are powerless, and they love. I saw it when I was very involved in coaching youth sports for a long time, and I saw the kind of personalities that went there, and especially the ones that went and like become commissioner and league director and stuff. It's always, and you see the same thing in homeowners associations. The people that volunteer for that, they're people that want power, and you
Yeah.
can't complain too much because you're not volunteering.
They're not
Or
doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so you have to give their, but that's the kind of personality that doesn't. So that's part of that Karen mentality. They get a chance to tell people what to do. They want to do it because they don't get to do that in their normal, regular. Maybe they don't have any management, positions or anything like that. But outside of the job, they can go off. Hey, why aren't you wearing your mask? Or you're
Yeah.
not 6 feet apart.
It was the height of virtue signaling.
Yeah.
It really, really was. People just loved policing other people. And then I remember one day in the hospital, they changed to, you have to just use the masks that the hospital provides. You couldn't like have your own sewn mask that, 'cause some people were wearing their own little cloth mask or whatever. And this one girl, and she followed all the rules, but she got tackled by security coming in the hospital because she had a cloth mask on.
Tackled.
She was
Wow.
just traumatized,
Yeah.
and like I thought it was hilarious. She was crying. I mean, I shouldn't have laughed, but I did. Because
Hey.
you can follow all the rules and still get tackled by security.
Well, that's because we have all these incredible stupid people that there's too many of, and they're called bureaucrats. I've run into them all my life. At times they were annoying, but
Yeah.
the problem is there's way too many of them, and they're growing at a rapid pace. But here's what bureaucracy would have been like back in the...
Like sun, but small.
Terrific.
I call fire.
Uh-huh. And do you have a zoning variance for that?
I hit rock, make fire.
So no impact study, no spark mitigation strategy? Mr. Thack, you seem like a very nice caveman, but I want to ask you something. If this fire really takes off, it's the next pointy rock.
Oh.
What happens when everyone starts using it?
Everyone warm.
Or everyone is on fire.
Oh.
Cave babies on fire. Do you want that?
No! Make pit. Keep baby warm but safe.
Right. And what happens when a cave baby goes into the pit?
Move, baby.
Have you thought about how this is going to impact our blanket makers, legacy stakeholders displaced in our vital wolf pelt manufacturing sector?
No.
I didn't think so. What is it going to eat?
Sticks. Wood sticks.
That sounds like it's going to disproportionately impact caves that don't have wood access.
Oh.
Where does the fire poop?
It no poop. Oh, it fart in sky. I call small.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's going to offend the sky god, isn't it? I didn't want to bring this up, but my nephew, he has cave asthma. Now, we offend the sky god. He's going to give my nephew autism.
You know, like fire.
It's not that I don't like your proposal. It's that I want safe, responsible fire.
Who decides safe?
The tribe.
Even Og?
Maybe not Og. We're going to redistrict his cave.
Oh, we vote.
No. We're going to have a committee. We'll have an impact review, an air study review, a non-binding referendum for the community as a whole, input from the pelt makers, and then at that point, we'll have a supplication to the sky god to give the whole thing over to the Council of Elders. They will make an informed decision about the possible impacts and externalities.
Smoky.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we should end. That's maybe a good plan to fix that problem, eh?
Oh my gosh, I loved his little tie of bone. He had.
That was well done.
Little bony tie.
It
That
Because
was,
we've all run into that in our lives.
oh wow. Oh yeah, I was really on the caveman side there. Like,
Well, and people, we can see through that, and everybody laughs at it and says, "Oh, they don't understand what they're spoofing." Same thing, was there an office anywhere in the 90s and 2000s that didn't have little Dilbert strips up?
Right?
Dilbert was everywhere.
That's
And
right.
all those places laughed and enjoyed it. And yet they all operated basically like Dilbert was spoofing. They
yeah.
operate the same stupid way. And it's just, it's this, they see it and they understand it, but they can't make change. Just like, in America, I don't know about there, but generations of high school students read 1984 in high school. So they read the most important book ever written, I think, outside of the Bible. And somehow we let it happen.
Yeah.
You know, and the boomer generation is the one that let it happen. It's like, what do you not get what you're reading? I mean, it's like, how do you not see things here? You know, you hate
But
speech.
again, it's programming, right? Our consciousness creates what they want, so they feed us that, so we make it. We're all asleep. That's the problem. Generally speaking, we're waking up now, but I don't know what's going to happen. The next little while is going to be very, very interesting. I mean,
Well,
10 years has gone by. I can't imagine what another 10 years is going to show us.
Well, we're going to move on then to this other thing, and I'm going to share this little blurb. It's from Forbidden HQ, exclusive leaked video and audio. Netanyahu confronts Trump. You call the shots. Bibi is furious. Does Trump fold? Zero spoilers. Watch how it unfolds. Here we go. Oh, where did it go to? Did you see it just disappear off my screen?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Bibi, please. I'm sorry. They need to think that I call the shots. That's why I said that.
I mean, you understand, right? Please say something. Hello?
What the fuck did you call me?
I said daddy. ...
Riddle me this. Kennedy, Kirk, Khamenei. What do they all have in common, Donald?
KK, my God, KKK.
No, you stupid Gentile shit. All those Big Macs are rotting your little brain. All three of those men pissed me off. And look what happened to them. I won my fucking war.
But
You got dark there.
weren't you like 12 when Kennedy was assassinated?
I was 14.
That's not the point.
Listen, don't get in my way. Be the good guy that we paid for. Or else.
Bibi, Daddy, hello?
Golden pager. Started out funny, got humorous, ended dark.
Great stuff. Again, I don't know, and that AI stuff. That kind of AI is frightening because I mean, you know, it's obviously not real, but it sure looks like it. It looks like they do a really good job of it.
Adult cartoons.
But still, what I like about it is that this is how you can run the proper way a free press would work. Is this is satire, right?
Yeah, it's satire. Yeah.
And it's an obvious thing that's happening, and nobody wants to say it in the mainstream press, but that's what's going on. I don't care what he says. Oh, did you see that John Fetterman was given by Bibi a silver pager? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, I got to find that for you. That's
What
really
is it?
interesting.
What does that signify?
Trump got a gold one and Fetterman got a silver
Fetterman
one?
got a silver, Trump got the gold. Hold on a sec. I'm going to show that because I think that is very telling also. Fetterman. Unless that was AI too. Fetterman Netanyahu silver pager.
That's what I do love about AI, that it makes these funny cartoons.
Okay, so all right, boys and girls, in for a treat. We're getting right into the stuff that we're touching that third rail, and we're just riding it to the end. Here we go.
How about giving him a beeper?
It's like
this is a silver-plated beeper. The real beeper is like 1/10 the weight. It's nothing. Yeah, but it changes history.
When that story broke, and I was like, oh, I love it, and now it's like, thank you for this. Yeah, no, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I give him that?
Thank you, sir.
Wow, eh? He thought it was great when that story broke. The fact that innocent civilians got killed, children got killed because those things were indiscriminate. They were just pages handed out to anybody. They were all over the place. No, the people that were supposed to be in possession of them, they were targeting Hezbollah operatives or anything like that.
What is to love? I love it. I love it. I mean, this.
What is love exactly? Sneaky, you murder people.
And now they're, I think they've already done it, but I don't know how they're going to meld our militaries together, but
Yeah.
now got it. So they're gonna. I don't know what that
Well,
means, but
I want to quickly put. They're fighting it in the House right now, right? It hasn't made
somebody's
it through.
fighting. Wow, who's fighting?
It hasn't made it through the Senate. It's a bill that they're introducing. They're trying to push through. I don't think it's
Massey and
passed.
who else?
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, that's a big ask, right? But I mean, isn't it already happened? Is it just
Just
pointless?
would make it official.
They're just making it because remember what was his face? Lawrence Wilkerson said after 9/11, and in the Pentagon, Rumsfeld said it too. This is what Rumsfeld told Wilkerson. He said that basically Mossad and the IDF have the run of the place. I'm just, they just come in. They don't need pass keys, right? I mean, he complained about it back then. So are you telling me it's any different now? And why? To make it official? Because they are trying to press through that if you serve in the Israeli Defense Forces, you get the same benefits as a VA vet. So that's already there. I mean, it's right in front of your face. But if you try to mention this,
anti-Semitic,
antiseptic. The thing is, I learn all these things from other Jews like Gideon Livy in Israel. I read Haaretz. I read the Israeli press. They're way more honest than they are here. They call spades spades. And they. So I'm telling you, I think it's interesting that we could play that tonight and see that that's now in the zeitgeist amongst the young people coming up in our country, your country, the young radical type people that are awake, that have been burned by COVID, especially because that woke them up. And then this stuff happens, there's no wars. Now there's a war. Why? Because of this. Oh, that sounds a lot like a false flag like we've had from the Gulf of Tonkin and 9/11 and all this. People are way more awake to it.
Yeah, they are. Because every time they do something, more people wake up.
Look at they did the polling. This is the Iran war is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Only 30% people support it. Those are the diehard cultists. And what I find interesting also is that when you ask they showed young Republicans. Now, young Republicans are totally against what's going on. They're against the Iran war. They're against Israel's influence. And they're the young people that vote. Young Democrats don't vote. Right. They may feel a certain way, but they're more likely to protest than vote. Young Republicans vote. These kids are the ones that got Trump in, right? With Charlie Kirk and all that stuff. Yeah. If they turn against you, they can get you out too.
Truth.
So it could happen. But of course, it depends how free your elections are. Those voting machines able to be hacked, right, Don?
And that's why. I mean, I don't think we can. That's the problem. Is I don't think we can vote ourselves out of this, and it's not an easy solution. But it's good to see. We'll see what happens with the data centers if you have more and more organic opposition to them. That's what we need. We need an organic uprising. We need people to come together in a common interest. But it's just I don't have much confidence because people, when you have 70-some% of Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck and 70-some% don't have $500 in savings, and you think that would be enough to inspire them.
But well, nobody realizes how close to insanity that we are, because if the truck doesn't show up at the grocery store, there's no food. Look what people were doing with toilet paper, during COVID. Can you imagine?
It's Walking Dead time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
seriously, we should all be just.
If they cut off the cell phone towers, the young people, it's going to look like Walking Dead. They're going to be. I don't know if they'll eat each other's brains, but they will look just like zombies. They won't know what to do because they'll be pressing buttons and nothing happens.
Yeah,
and they'll have to talk to people. They don't know how to do that.
No,
so it's very they have a lot of weapons up their sleeve. They could just pull any of those. Let's cut off the cell phone towers. Let's see. That'll be interesting. We'll see how pandemonium results.
No Wi-Fi.
No, yeah. Why? I don't know. I might end up in a padded room if I didn't have the internet. I'm on there all the time. I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah,
bouncing off the walls.
Look how far things have come. Hey, how much things have changed. RB, do you have anything else planned?
Okay, one more thing.
You got one more thing?
And
Okay.
then we will end the show because we're at 44 minutes. And when I have Beata on, I try to keep it to an hour.
Yes, be good.
Yeah. And so this is, I really want to discuss this for the last 15 minutes of the show as a segment of its own. And this is from the Health Ranger. The irony, a human dancing like a robot while robots dance like humans. while NPCs watch and cheer the tech that will one day exterminate them to make way
Yeah.
for the robot takeover. And
That's
nothing on the America's Got Talent stage was made in America. Can't even
Huh.
make this shit up anymore. It's like Phil K. Dick meets Charlie Chaplin, and this
That's
is awesome, guys. Oh, hold on, I gotta make it full screen.
Look, oh my God, it's so cute.
I love it. Oh my God. Wow.
Isn't that wild, guys?
That is so wild.
On one hand, that's kind of cool because he's got a lot of talent, that kid. I'm telling you, he can dance, all those moves he was making, that was fantastic. Set back against the backdrop of these robots imitating what he's doing. So they had to program his routine and all that. So they all know where it's exactly when to do all those poses. And get beyond the fantastical spectacle of it, which is awesome. That's really cool. It's all, and you can understand why people think that's great. The music behind it, of course, the driving music.
Yeah.
It's on America's Got Talent. And look at Howie. If you can see, if you saw Howie was really into it, he stood up at the end. He was ready to.
Oh yeah.
So that's great, but just take a step back and realize, my God, what that guy was saying about we're cheering on the robots that are going to usher in our destruction.
I want to know where that artist got all those robots, and that's quite the act.
Well, he's got the corporate backing for sure, right? Because that's what they're trying to feed us. That's going to be our future.
They want you to have one of those in your house.
And think about the other thing. There's only one of him, and he's surrounded by 8.
Yeah.
So, and you see the audience. I mean, I was struck by the incredible if you look at these audiences' faces and just realize how stupid we are, because these are the people we have to. I mean, they're so excited about this. They could have been killing humans on the stage, the robots. They probably would have been cheering up. Oh my God! They're so dumb.
Well, we'll probably have a coliseum where robots kill people soon enough.
Yeah,
well, I was just going to say,
happened before.
I was just going to say, because there's 8 robots, 1 human. And what do they want? They want to eliminate 80% of us, so they want 8 robots for every human.
Yeah,
right. They're going to get
8 robots for every human. Yeah.
Everybody would sing. We'll get the nurses dancing.
It's just remarkable what the mind fuck that this generation is going through in all ways. But I kind of hopeful because the kids are all right. I think they're going to save us. Now, every generation saves the one previous, right? If we go anywhere.
We need saving, that's for sure.
Until the Phoenix returns in 2040 and 2046, I'll just keep saying it.
Yeah, you betcha. You betcha. Anyway.
Then we don't have to worry about anything anymore.
Okay. Well, let's okay, I'm going to get my shit together here and do some banners. All right. Thank you so much for showing up. There's my please like, share, and subscribe. Going across the top.
Yes, everybody support RB.
And let me see.
Donate to his Give, Send, Go. If you have that one, you should put that one up.
Oh, I will at the end. First, I want to say, so there's Beata Van Berkom, the Tinfoilhatlady.
Yes. Books by Tinfoilhatlady Books. Books.by.
You can find her on YouTube. Just Google Subversive Lecture of Tinfoilhatlady and sit back and let the magic unfold. It is wonderful. It is great. Oh, there's some technical difficulties. There's some echo because it wasn't professionally recorded.
Yeah, well, it was recorded with a great camera by Tim Tyler.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the best sound. But it actually worked pretty good because anytime you film something you do on stage, it doesn't transfer.
but it still worked. I mean, it's still funny as hell.
It's still
And
funny as hell.
I was there that night, and I had also filmed it with my camera. It didn't come in nearly as good, but I kept looking around to see what people's reactions would be, and there was a lot of stifling of laughter. That's funny. I want to laugh at it, but it's so dark, right? Because you're talking about
Well, it was 2017, so it
yeah,
was a different time. No, 2007. Sorry,
2007. It was only 6 years after 9/11, so
Mhm.
it was great. Okay, and so Don, where can the people find you?
It's Substack's the only place I'm not being shadow banned. Donald Jeffries at Substack.com. I protest. I have a big thing about the Liberty I wrote yesterday. It's getting pretty good play. Thanks to the Mother's Day miracle, I'm back on X, so you can follow me there at Don Jeffries for as long as I'm there for now. I'm there for now, but my books are out there everywhere. There's 10 of them. You can search me and you'll find all the information.
Yeah, and in anticipation of that, Don, I had a whole Liberty thing lined up. I had like 7 videos, blah blah. We could have gone through it, but just read his article, over at Substack. Don Jeffries, read the article, because that's what we were going to talk about, was the article, and he covers it all in there, and it would have added another hour to the show. And
we can't sit for another hour,
and I can't sit for another hour. That's right. Okay,
let's just save that for Salim.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'll play that one. And so, people, thank you for coming. I'm going to be back Thursday night. Yes, I've got my shit together. Beata, Thursday night with Ann Diamond. We're going to talk about MK Ultra and Dr. Green. And if you want to know who Dr. Green might be, you should tune in, because I'm telling you, it's a good story. And when I first, I kind of always suspected something like that, but this seems like a little personal because it involves our country, Canada, too, in a bit.
Another way.
Like, this was a cross-border phenomenon that went on. So it's going to be fantastic. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks, Don. Thanks, Beata. And
pleasure.
remember, conventional wisdom will only get you so far. In fact, it's often just conventional deception. If you want to get to the truth, sometimes you just have to go beyond the pale. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care. See y'all later.
Oh, hey. Decided to come back to say something. Thank you, I pwned you, for being my guy tonight, my tech guy, my moderator guy. I don't have a huge following yet, but I appreciate what you're doing for me. Greg Hume, thanks for always showing up. And I was taking notice of your comments in the chat. And yeah, robots are always going to be super expensive and difficult to repair and maintain. That's another thing. That's a true fact. And have you ever tried mining ore and stuff like that? I mean, loading it in a truck, robots in minus 40-degree weather and stuff like that. You're always going to need humans to do the real tough stuff, because we're more resilient than robots. We don't take nearly as much maintenance except for food and water, So I don't know, when you talk about, stuff that's in the bush, mining, repairs, welding, all that stuff, it still takes human talent to crawl into the pipes and all that stuff. Stuff that can be done at a factory, mass-produced, cheap stuff, yeah, robots can do that. But the more important stuff will always have to involve humans and ingenuity. And as they say, if the climate's always changing, you're going to have to adapt to it. And human ingenuity is going to be needed for that, not just computers. Remember, we had a smog problem once upon a time with these vehicles, and they invented the catalytic converter, and the smog problem went away magically. We can do these things. We can get better at it. The clean coal technology, I thought it was all a joke. I looked into it. Yeah, actually, they can burn coal cleaner these days. And I looked into other stuff like that, and the carbon sink thing, the planet getting greener. We're being led down a weird, horrible path if we start going with AI data centers and all that stuff, because it will definitely divert resources that are needed for the humans, not the machines. And so hopefully we'll wake up before we allow the machines to take over, is what I'm saying. And thanks everybody for showing up tonight. Be back Thursday with Ann Diamond and Beata. That's going to be a really good one. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.
They send our sons to war, a cruel charade, a racket built on blood, where fortunes are made. They lie about the reasons, spin tales so tall, while heroes die for profit and empires fall. Politics a game, a circus of clowns, puppets on strings. They parade through our towns. They distract and divide us with hate as their tool, pitting brother against brother in a world they misrule. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Their anti-human agenda, it's plain as the day. They view us as bugs in their cold, heartless play.
Hey, Ann, how you doing, honey?
Insects they sneer while they feast on the land. Depopulation's their goal with a tightening hand. Civil rights torn to shreds in the name of their peace. A police state rises where freedom's all seized. Gaslight us with propaganda. Their lies never end, twisting truth in their grip till our minds start to bend. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Order out of chaos, their sinister creed. They spark the flames, then offer what we need. Economic stagnation, they choke out our dreams, while divide and conquer rips us at the seams. They fan every fracture, they stoke every fight, left against right, till we're blind to the light. Yet beyond their pale lies the truth they conceal. A world where we're free, where our hearts can still heal. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the veil, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale.
I really want to hear about that.
So step past their warnings, their fences, their lies. See the world they've been hiding with
What should I?
wide
I'm
open
thinking of a
eyes.
promo for it. I'm going to say tune in.
Beyond the
I gotta
pale,
do Mr.
where
Green,
their
or should I do Dr.
power
Green, or
grows frail, we'll reclaim our future and truth will prevail.
Well, what? So if I as the title, who was Dr. Green?
Okay, I like that. Yeah, okay, that's good. I mean, I don't want to talk about it. I guess more I know about it.
Yeah.
It's very deep. It could still go anyway. in my window. Yeah, I mean, so you'd like to talk about sort of the what we're going to talk about history. I got into the story of a particular person that I knew. That's why I sent you that article. Did you read that?
Yes, I
piece
was.
About
Yeah.
Ken Hertz.
Yes.
It's just in itself. I don't think I can get into telling. I don't know how I would approach it actually, except that he was a public figure, but he was also a kid who was in these experiments at McGill,
Right.
And he talked about it before anybody had heard of it, and nobody believed him, including me. I mean, even though I was in them myself, and he, it's just mind-boggling. I don't know,
Yeah, well, fascinating.
The hidden history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
how long? You want to talk for an hour?
We'll do an hour for sure. Beata always.
I have some Dr. Green stories too.
Yes.
I mean, I have some pretty interesting Dr. Green.
We'll definitely do an hour,
yeah.
and we can go longer. Maybe if you feel like going longer, we can. And Beata can always tap out like she does so gracefully. She wants to go away, but yeah.
I'll let her go.
That's all right. We'll talk about all that stuff, and it's going to be a fantastic show.
What was I going to ask? How do you? I'm still challenged for my webcam on my computer doesn't work, so I end up with my phone. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I hope that we don't have any technical, Wi-Fi issues or anything, but we'll do our best.
You've always in the past. I remember we did have trouble with the computer, and you would go to your phone, and the phones always worked fine.
It seems to work. Yeah. Yeah. I just can't get the webcam. I should take it to the shop and get him to fix that for me. There's some kind of, anyway, but the phone works, even if it looks a bit funny, anyway.
That's okay. Everything looks a little funny, and I hope it does, because it's the only way we can get through this mess is looking at it. And I really allow my humor to take over, so I laugh because the absurdity of it. I mean, it's horrible stuff we cover. Like the war in the Middle East, what's going on in Ukraine, Russia, all around the world, the things that are going on in Congo and Somalia and Ethiopia, the famine. People don't even talk about the Congo. It's everywhere, and when you take it all in, it can destroy you. But then you have to spit it back out to keep going. If you want to change the world in any way, in any small form, you've got to accept it and move forward. And it's really hard, but and I can understand why people get cynical. But that's no way to live your life, right?
Well, it's your job to, make them uncynical, or we just have to keep talking about things. You can't live in a funnel, you can't live in your own little
yard.
But it's so quiet. I look around my life and around here, and I keep saying, how long is it going to be quiet like this? Maybe forever. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it's
Canada,
it's breaking out of that mindset, I guess.
Well,
breaking out of Plato's cave.
Plato's cave, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess that's why we do it.
I realized I was in Plato's cave most of my when I was in my teens and 20s. It was a big deal. All the cultural influences, right? And I just went along with everything and accepted everything. And it was like I'd watch those stupid asshole sitcoms on CBS, NBC, Happy Days, all that stuff, right? And
you took all that in.
Yeah, and I took all that in, and I thought that's how life should be and everything. And little did I realize that the reason they call TV programming is because they are programming you. And once that hit me, once I realized how the words meant, I think it really hit me when I watched a video of Jordan Maxwell when I was in the 1990s. I was maybe late 20s, early 30s, first time I heard him. And I was going, wow. He started, mentioning how the linguistics, everything, the maritime law stuff, yeah, because what money is called current. Why is money called currency? Because it's the currents of the waves. Why, if you're in a lawyer, we have maritime law that rules everything. Is maritime law, and you can tell it's maritime law when you go into the courtroom because the flag will have a gold fringe around it, meaning you're under maritime law, which means you're not under American law. You're under the Sea People's Law, the people that came over and founded everything after the last cataclysm. They run everything, and maritime law is what they go by. And so if
I don't know much about that.
I'm just telling you. And so if you're
a
a lawyer, you have to pass the bar, right?
Yeah.
A sand bar. And
a sandbar.
And when you're born, what is it? It's called a birth. So you're in the birth. You become part of their corporation, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing, the law of the sea is when you hand someone your rope, they own your ship. That's
right.
all I know.
And so this rule of the sea, this maritime law, came aboard and has been in a war against common law in our culture since 13, 14, 15, 1600s. Common law against maritime law. And when
I don't know about that.
So when you were on the land in England, you were ruled by common law. But once you became a sailor, you were ruled by maritime law. So if you're a sailor and you're being ruled by maritime law, you're going across and you're conquering other areas, and they take over those places. They first put them under maritime law. When the United States became independent, they kept the maritime law. So were they really independent, or was this all just for show? Was this just a way to make another member of the corporation in a different form, call it something else, say it's a republic, but pattern it after Rome? And Rome is considered the founder of Britain, modern Britain is Rome, because of London and Nîmes and all that stuff. So they kept all that, and that's what runs the city of London is Roman law. It's a republic. The city of London is a Roman. It's just when you get into it, you go, wow. Oh, you know what? I've been chatting with you, and we've gone live. There's still 9 people on Rumble watching and 4 people on YouTube. Not that I mind. It's like an after show. I phoned you. Says, yes, I know I'm live. We're talking on camera right now. Did you know that?
Oh, we are? No. Well, I just have my ear to the phone. I can't see a thing. But anyway, hello, everybody.
That's beautiful. It's kind of like we're foreshadowing Thursday night show. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Central and 6 p.m. Pacific Time. RB Ham Beyond the Pale with Ann Diamond and Beata Van Berkom will be discussing a myriad of topics, but we'll really delve into who was Dr. Green. Until then, thanks, guys. Bye. Say bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Gracie.
Good night. Good night, Richard. Sweet dreams.
All right.
I hope everything heals up.
It's all right.
All right.
I share myself out there, and makes me more human, I think.
Challenges.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
See you soon then.
You bet.
Okay, bye.
They send our sons to war, a cruel charade, a racket built on blood, where fortunes are made. They lie about the reasons, spin tales so tall, while heroes die for profit and empires fall. Politics a game, a circus of clowns, puppets on strings. They parade through our towns. They distract and divide us with hate as their tool, pitting brother against brother in a world they misrule. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Their anti-human agenda, it's plain as the day. They view us as bugs in their cold heart misplay. Eat insects they sneer, while they feast on the land. Depopulation's their goal, with a tightening hand. Civil rights torn to shreds in the name of their peace. A police state rises where freedom all cease. Gaslight us with propaganda, their lies never end, twisting truth in their grip till our minds start to bend. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. Order out of chaos, their sinister creed. They spark the flames, then offer what we need. Economic stagnation, they choke out our dreams, while divide and conquer rips us at the seams. They fan every fracture, they stoke every fight, left against right, till we're blind to the light. Yet beyond their pale eyes, the truth they conceal, a world where we're free, where our hearts can still heal. When the powers that be warn you not to go beyond the pale, then that's a sure sign there's more to the tale. So step past their warnings, their fences, their lies. See the world they've been hiding with wide open eyes. Beyond the pale, where their power grows frail, we'll reclaim our future and truth will prevail.